baby, ne 16,000, the call 26,000, and say Odiaba 40,000. Na uti semnoa na chese ono edie no one delegation no bebre dodo no na there's a very good representation of Nipa Eko Twaba. Over less, just about 200,000. That's only 40,000. That's just a very big representation. Na enumuno utiena ose Ken ebinya 52%.
Wow.
126.
And then that Delhi guide published data. There's a front page story.
I listened to it recently. I think the last new year Abba. And the last and wow.
Okay. And
okay. And I think that it is very instructive. Now, meet Marcos.
Yeah. Now we check it.
Okay.
I didn't hear.
Uzo share the episode in N.P.P.
Yeah.
So there's, I think that there have been some discussions that had gone on this morning. Now you asked a very good question. Say na amount for a core omo tuaba the larger populace. I could be so say na why mona motuaba ne kese mona si be winia mona beto amaye na yede we only bring a representative for the party na moto abano why and I say ye didn't ba moduma be yemre but unze no on pakro edoje but the fact of the matter is they say you see Ken and the Japan Ayubia or ye grassroots person na the grassroots oye no and they say a party the party or domino or support the party with his strength and the sika or the war party no pa apart from that or obia the sika no or the she infidilumemu and magana for bibri enyeduma both the party members and then Ghanaians because we are Ghana for and ekwakoto abama it will be fair Ken the signature baby in this country baby with me Ejisu the aye campaign or ye adoye in fact people talk a big cry omunye Kenda but omoti nyama waya o say papa we die o say mutimi edeneba so that say mo de ne ba moduma be simple because after all who person ye to aba money pay makwa yi na ba yes ye penny mo fanamra so that your work becomes very simple and I think say no you very instructive I say party no this is the first time bibisa ye ko to aba mostly yana delegates no they remain quiet silent with the baby na o machiro mo so mbeto amana na so but this time around they are very loud. They are speaking out loud, and I think say it was say it intimate share the polls and say hey and say electric no kasa no yejuma what I say because share the spanner from October up to January nature say with me the sample space no I was through now can see you be no opportunities adia unhunu say e discover bano bo second odu wa say samu hay see ene bitimi aye enti bebi obeku bia otimi identify bibia ye bitimi aye na edisika abre omanfo and I think say we are an individual na if you implement your ideas at any time, not when you are in government. At any time, then be ultimately implementing your ideas. All that you need is the resources, and then you need people to support you. He does it easily. Okay. They said will be a minimum say hadia to be a juma or Ghana, and I said almost everywhere. You need not less than 5 to 6 years, and some will be break even. I know say we doctor in the because a break even. There's only a profit.
Some even extend to 10 years.
10 years. Some can even go as far as 12 years.
Yeah.
But you should be strong enough to stay above water.
Yeah.
What I say, a lot of people go for be and person with sika. But you see, this man Ken with him a year over the years, and now he has the experience. And the honor can be all you know. See, I want to use my experience.
Okay.
Me a practical economist. And woman made the opportunity, no. In fact, I said Ghana for suddenly is now. I said, Mr. We don't pay. Most of me 4 years, and some American. Sa memoir. I'll be free. I'll be okay.
Okay.
So that's it. And the man is so passionate about what he says. And now you can say, the Ghana for people, epe, any enuma, jobs. But I have also me. It was in India, no. Me with that experience. Me share me ne ufa Brian. Brian comes just below me, but me see. So me share jobs, and I'm beside me the Bremo. And it's because na say ya ton nipa baako na yes fano enkobium, and people argue say modimako baako mo fam enko mienu na mo fam enko miensa. So that's it, because President Kufuor means that free edubuhan ko baako President Kufuor ko mienu nanado e ko miensa. It is a mimisu body and or say because 1 2 3 is 4 and above, but those share the background of Sankofu Kenya. They come from a certain stronghold. Or that's it now. And yet the kura keke say ye di omo ekoye ibium.
It was based on something.
It was based on something.
Like what? There.
Sure. We share Edubuhan. Edubuhan is a contested bium.
Yeah, 36.
Unya bears over 700.
Okay.
Kufonya over 1,000. Nature say he was a strong contender.
Okay.
What I say, do not could be. In fact, it's a culture of silence. A culture of silence do break here and or no. Dunya over 700. And then just say, you be a because no yarintinian to Bamana. No, he was a strong contender. Because one homotin, according to Homokotoaban. The Kufuor increase the margin from 1.2 to about 2.8. So I say, President Kufuor free so as a president. Now, Odia could do 4.5 million. To be frank, President Kufuor, the candidate normally reference to your candidate. President Kufuor free so no, he never dropped from baby or take it over from. Nana do thank Kufuor also be fire no. He never dropped. In fact, of 4.5, he stayed, yeah, but he never dropped. The Kakrebi no the count was him about 5 point something, almost 5.7, and I office no na and I'm 6.7. Omunina, it is all per year analysis in the year. I was say yes, but you use facts and figures to support your argument. That's what I say. And the facts, the facts of the matter, they say, sir, the facts of the matter, they say, send the pay ye can't almost see me. President Kufuor, Nanado Demko Kufuor, they did very well. But Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, he's a very nice gentleman, and I liked it when the previous speaker was speaking. Say, he's a fine gentleman. What I say, but you see, you can be a fine gentleman, but you need power. You need power. And there was someone who be soon be free. Now I say, the party is dropping. However, I will say the 2020. The party was dropping in terms of a parliamentary from 169 to 37, but everywhere Nanado was moving up. Everywhere Nanado and another won the elections. Only John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, 500,000 difference. So that's it. And this is what we are looking for in Obia. Ya packaging for almost 16 years. 8 years as a running mate, 8 years as a vice president. He didn't get that opportunity. They all didn't get this opportunity. But any elections now, they do very well. Probably from where they are coming from. So that's it. Now, is it a bottom free if he you be susudiano, you the best susuni ahwe. Say na do dem kwakufu ado. Odi yura ebe edi no kan. You do things about the economy. Okay? And John Dramani Mahama can be some mu be Ejisu not nano na madampono. What I say so nano dem kwakufu ado did everything possible, and me say anywhere that I go I'll give thumbs up to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. In fact, he supported the man. Nana Addo enyansa o hwe Nana Addo ene Alan. Meka oni Alan. And Kufo virtually wanted Alan. So I say, so he didn't get that full support. But we did full and all government machinery. People stayed in positions, ministries for 8 good years. They didn't change that because of the agenda Nana Addo had, so that you all go behind the man, rally behind the man, and then support him. And he did it so well. But unfortunately, you see, Abano dear, a bit of a package you. We're nine gentlemen who don't casa man for because me to say so didija. Oh, say didija dear. Why ni didija? Na why ni dijano? Na bra na ye didija no. Why and the care be ma woman? We a second gentleman. You see no evil, you feel no evil. Jody, you don't talk. Asamaba, we did no. You are proving your worth. And say, I'm telling you, these elections would have been something else. But ya luzu no. Everyone say edidija. No. We need leaders who are bold. Asamaba say etia on one party or cannot say the city. Etia the opposition crowd ends as a cry. Shaken pa 2016. I'm seeing me inviting about K University. Tescom. I must say no, this man. 2015 to 2016, people love him, Papa. Not even in the party alone. I'm out for Dono Papa. See, we elite because no free. I send an eba to around 4 o'clock. We do by 7. So you can just imagine speed of the buy. And people were waiting for him. In 2016, we need. So I say, na me makobe bia. Be follow ebi. Na me bia obeku bia no. Look, you see, say this man is for the opponent. And so people are openly displaying. That's all tafo. So tafo the esi horum.
Then esi horum.
A man for the N.P.P. no.
Yeah.
A man for HLS. See.
Okay.
So I say openly. If a video, in fact, no one maybe intase atono. Now people are so bold because after all, there's no government machinery between a penny on down. People are now bold to speak out. So that's it. And the thing say, Ken has something different. Because okay say, Obama, Eduma 10. So 10. Government be a bit maybe. Because already Obama 6,000, 7,000, it has already been created. And when you give that,
no, he's not talking about giving people jobs. He talks about fair distribution of jobs. Senator Honorable Yemfi Ekano said you can take one constituency. Now government officials are, and then those proximity to governance are very low, but other places it be antisa. So here Dr. Bowyer is talking about how they can fairly and equally distribute positions are bit benefit all constituencies and regional.
I'm saying the same thing.
No.
Make the same thing. Okay, you can do all the distributions, but this what I've said, still stands true.
Yeah.
A idea you created that.
Okay.
A government that created the honor. It's what I say.
Yeah.
Until you have to think outside the box, because when you deal with your people, what I say, the people
Babylon bus
waiting. The people are waiting for jobs.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, media. This is my experience. This is my area. All right.
Oh, don't worry about him. He didn't come here to speak. He came here for
Madam
agenda. So,
enti sa 7,000 6,000 or the BSAP so but no is to create wealth for the country.
Yeah.
And then create jobs for the people.
Yeah.
Because the problem say imports and exports. Your deficit.
Yeah.
So I say, if we can produce more, you see me area, the way why am I so passionate about Ken? And they say that is my area, processing. What I say, you take the raw,
you process.
They are
eat what you can, export what you
export, and then along the chain. A lot of people benefit. It's not about just processing. You have wholesalers, drivers, moving, cold stores, left, right, center, everybody. That is why it's about industrialization. They have one factory. Yeah, because one baby, I think 2022 or so. I think a new budget. We share budget, education and about 18 billion Ghana cedis. But share what is one factory? Some ministry.
Yeah.
500,000. I said, what? Are we serious about one factory? And that is where we found ourselves. Say, OPC, I am going to put monies where we can create jobs and create wealth for this country. We have to believe him, because where you now, sorry, upon view, now a trust upon view is a strong businessman. Meaning, yes, some analysis. So say, look, we can use agric alone to create about 400 billion Ghana cedis for this country. In fact, he even went higher than 400 billion. I'm tone it down. If we have the opportunity to create wealth for this country, what are we waiting for? Yeah, right. So I think that the delegates should know, say, Ken Keke. What I say, one, the people love him. I'm for a dono. I'm for a penasem, and that is what you need. So to abeni we are, and no here as a catalyst. Everything ama say do na am wabon teno kwakotoba, and no mostly almost.
All right.
So I say,
I'll come back.
Okay.
Or I'll come back. Radio N.P.P 95.7. Today we are speaking to Dr. Emmanuel Aduawankwa, aka Amanke. Now I'll read a message from Lawyer Ansu Diabo to you. Anyway, but we have also been joined by the Honorable Member of Parliament for Ejisu constituency, Honorable Kwabena Boateng Esquire. I don't know what we're watching.
Just revenue.
Now, open your day. Sanka Upati, our by more. Biananke Bisusu say, Kwabena would dempa say ubi or no akase be our supported the established candidate. But the party dear memo. Ever since you made pronouncement openly and then you campaign openly for Honorable Kennedy Japan, have you received any threat? Have you received any, unpalatable comments from other people?
Including
your colleagues?
No, I say na me mo achen so na me chia Santemai me chia Josomai. Asem di obusa bibia no pay. Me sha se no na minim say well bibia ya bedru die mrase bidwani amanfo ato aba manwo sebe me ma me no wodjuso dwom titi wo mo wuremu e dia hwem school drubre o benya me so mfa so se mrase bidwani se matena se na meti wo mu na me ya me de menwene ya ka ho no metumi asigina ya ka bibia ya bedru die ka minim so bia be respect sa nwene ye no ne ye se ye nyina ye ntumi nyina baby faako so initially na smooth but along the line I hear something else. I hear something else but ben de ni nyina ye hu ne se ka ho bi ka ho bi ti bi ho a o hwedi di na kra nyame nchade djuma mienu anyankopon de ama me wo wiase nyina ye djuma ye pem wo so wogina wo na so lawyer djuma ze ye pem wo na atena se ntimi nye ye ne de djuma sa so na amanyo anyankopon de abeka me ho no so sa na tie but to de bia wan we ye bi wa ya na ehi
okay
ti wo se control ho na predator to baby because unsusu ya bisusu ne se enkadia ye bedridi wa hwedi pa no so a wo ye saade no a enti wontumi nwene nhunu se amanyo no ye nyina ye ntimi nkonkodi nipa ba ko achi it's that so difficult to understand and I want to mean so nwene nhunu se unyina so ne wo interest politics no it says I no mo define no synthesis on aggregation of interest obia hwe na poto yo a efufu a ibetwade atum bebia ne fufu be kese se se de sa no mo define no me de se Honorable Kennedy de a new eyaba be wuramu a se de ye ntena se hwe hwan na etwa fufu kese de ama me but ye hwe enwuma ye bebia mo ma no obia enye biaye na se mikro mu joso nkomo ekra bra peninam se minibi nya wona abusa kra ka me kan ho asem da bahwe na N.P.P fufrobi aka ubu no pa uhunu so we senior N.P.P anka onumpu na nka wo di animu ama won so osuasua no atie sim na ne nkomo edwuma yi asie makoko constituency bia wa Ashanti region ha be kwa me nkomo amikodi no omanfo uhunu nkomo amidie N.P.P wo ho me bona baso in fact nipa no kra me ntoma ba ma no Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia me di ni die wo wiase nyina ma no bona baso wo so a waso party no abedru sabri ansa na de me kampo maka ya na nwanwa se obi die sankomo no ntibi nibi na enenam baby na no nkomo ekọ joso a me delegates ni bufu ya wo mu bi nyame amamu aka ibrim wo mo na no fiada a chese nyefe se wo beton wo candidate na wo ba na N.P.P wo mpesua no so na ade na ba bisi hwa me na wo beton wo dipa no anase wo ama beton no asade no e sha ase
but the people rise against that.
Oh yes bi no monso in fact wo mutri na yeyi wo mutri na yeyi so wo montana se sa obruko munim se asem no a wo ka no enye no kra me ko primaries ti said you obi akọ primaries no me ko N.P wo de wo hu nipa bai wo de no ko ma ban se sike wo wiase nyina de ma no da bra peni de ya wo mu ne se ansa na me be ye N.P na me ye second vice chair na me say communicator at the point in time I became the busiest communicator in the region me ko radio adopasi ansa na makọ court na me ponwa makohe me clients na ewia makochira de wo university me kire wie ya na masako tena radio so anwumre ansa na me wie amanko wie wo bohobio papa de me de no a
oh hello
ai also dim see apon anajo senye hwa na me ko kesme programs na ya na anajo no ansa na me wie amakoda for so many years Ejisu akunya to ya me kwa kopribi. You see party na yi the candidate. Party no yi the candidate. E kire say obatan no ono no wo fie no. A ne ma ekọ akansi no. Party ne so wayi ne de. Na party ne be yi ne de a wanhuna brantie no ada biada wodi ni petru. De ne sika kotena TV so radio so a wo bia kukurudukura won kan bi da.
Yentia kaso.
De bi o. In fact, omukura no omo ye mainstream communicators ye mo hwe na jawo lawyer ni a wo kasa ma party de wan poda oba be fi wo.
Omo adui okọ radio station so yes say
bra pani ene enya gro.
Producers yes say o so to
enya gro bra pani enya gro. Etika party ni pebo yi obi a. Ene ka branch yi a. Wo ye second vice chairman of a constituency a. Wasa kasama ya ye no. Ene ka party ni tu na nimpa ni yesen ko no na yebehunu yesesa sika twitwiri di me company bia wa yesi we ne yeni na tiwu de ntia ba sa no de mintumi mfa ntodwa but e kire ye party mpanimfo to de bia you know enwene ya na ewo ebinu mutrim. Now understand me share me also because you see one difficulty ya na ye wo as young people la ye wa manyumu utranyi yi na wo ya manyo asemi mpominka ebi rafeni can be cancer be but my memfa no to na so that is what happened to me. Afei aba ye to nwiemu aye via me obitimi to 5 omode tie ya ma de chichiro muti ti long sleeve see no na ballot no shim na tie no boso na tade de kataso owuremu a na we twetwe afiri atade no mu ato bitimi tumrika no akoto aso obi so ballot ayinum ni ayere me chesi ye bumikom e wo joso abonten so primaries obi enim sa asemwe na okoba obi ye bumikom ye yimi afiri party num menye nipa ba ku sei peni ba ku sei yesi party no nyina say because nipa no a wona na ekwa akansi no somehow you know there's some affiliation be with certain people. I mean person me come bibri Ghana die minim say dey asim city e ono ba ya amanyosem no ahwi wo muma e do ne Kennedy amani hunu ti ya na me person me ko ho e bi nchirim enda nankopon ye de o person wo be ye e just for say there be abrantie second vice wono no ye mei wa fa bi do ma ko university wo tra de wo hotu o school fees yene no anete ha Dr. John Kumaba ha wone ne som ne ade adenti na abrantie ne yenyini ma no moto aba no de ma me a vote difference between many the odi second no ye about 93 votes 93 votes kapre mo mata so na minim se ma wi ne awie ntika ekoda hokra na undermine ne shase
wa woni awie
ma wi ne awie no me aminu ya N.P.P me free no constituency no abajo so no abetiku no de ase
opponent is that
yes
wow
na chese na me hwedi wa na anwene da se dipa no a woni no ye no se bibru menyini saade so ye ni mpanimfo tena ye yini we kurase se bi ma ye lawyer adwuma ko mfie duni ma kire mra wo university ko be mfie num ni se bibru we mumi wa anwene ye bia papa bia mame sa na ye de ne mu a ye dia ba bi duru sabri ne bre wo hia me se me meye adwuma ma wo bia wo di na chi o hia me mpodi e kanu kra de en me but me conviction on enkomo a Honorable Kennedy die no eho na mahodi nchina amanyo de minim sasa obi bepeso obi beba eni ade Dr. Baomi Abajo so afe na N.P.P begina wa kase ejoso MP na emienu na chese me ene ne nipa no obi ajosofo nto aba ma no ede na ye bibie na kejoso na ya santo asase so nke eje we nu asem this year ka wa hini bi frame o se na dia bamrentia na kejoso na ya santo ka ba kedwa boji se benu musanfu so eja na edie no enkoyi ye betimi abubu ye ho ye mu ye ho na ye hunu onua ne so no so adwida ne tirim adwida ne tirim a wotimi de dwene manu yiye ene ye party minim baby a ye de kro mesre mabunu a wo mu N.P.P mu a wo mu pe bra abo wo N.P.P mu so wo support wo no abo Kennedy Japan se wo ani da so bi si wani so se da bi wo be pre konwa bi a wo ani da so se wo ya branti a wo bre party num wo be ba be pre NP wo be pe DCE wo be pe MCE wo be pe C wo bi ni ade bi a yesre wo adade mahunu nti na me kasa de mahunu no se yansesa saade no e wo party no mu no a obi grume damase position no obi de ko grume damase ono ne pese wo kire se me na me ni pedie me de na ba untumi nye ho hwe ye na ye de wi kro ye de na ko na me sitting MP na wunua MP timi ba we be ka se me na ni pedie mama na nsa so when there's a sitting MP sitting there na ka se nkofo na wugina wo manim no mbumfu ombeto abadi amawo
Ekoma bempa na ke ne wadia na no ho video bi na woni anti-Christy ken yere na monam enkoma be na wadia kyerewa ama wanye gidie soronko e woni mu se sabri berese ganafo enya gidie e wokemu enkoma be ya
rapeli wadawruma eye niema be miensa gidi kai adi hia mi kese pa ni se structure na edi run economy no from Kwabena pension no ye pe odi a wo ba besesa no asa nkomo na me de doctor nkomo wedi wa no pe wa educate me pa in fact my student are no pay ne niema all can exactly my thinking
okay
adi ni nyina koye koko ni aton good na yaje taxes ni abobosia enema nai we ni edi ebu o man no free Kwabena na try ya kakra nso tumi aheda enwi pe yosa wo de koye yenton ye kuku yenton ye good yenje taxes yemobosia asa tisa mamu ni yesa template we dia ene ye fo bia de ni shemu a obetumi ene to de bia robbing Peter to people edwuma fo no sun kakra no atum kakra na de akumia o mu fuel na wakoje bosia na de isi sa de ne se de woto dame no na utama so no wasoreko
anybody can do it
the fifth dimension no enu na ye game changer no ye he da nye obi mane mfama that is industrialization na bra peni dia man komo no ahia pa ne se ne hwese de mandate yakoto gold board so se omuna by all means possible omo produce enough dollars ema yentimi fan show your reserves na say de be a city no and say ye de sa sudi na kwa to gold board so we na say obeboka if you say gold na was what talk at all cost was what to hia bibiri ade e say hu ho ne say gold na mfa ho ne bebi e free ba e was what to it wunya environmental compliant gold
okay
eno na ma diamond o man bi e de say ya ma tribal o mu kun ya nko ma say ya she and they by international law natural resource bi a was e say be e free ba no environment no and say environment no ana yeah the dollar no hia yen say the be cedi ne say nti ensuo no so manfo no 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 ho akora na say obi de afidie si ensuo no finfin no tu sika kokko no a yen kan because hia good no good no ama cedi ne be say using the gold board to solve that issue no a interim measure enya dia betimi aye ne da the maye sika no to me gina dollar na no industry production
and export
yes
okay
obe produce na you know said ye be ya woodie no courses and sika nkonko famfiri obi maso ene deba na obi nso be ba krum no so aba be to be free krum that is the solution and that is what Honorable Kennedy stands for. Tineya Ekaba Gold Board say it shouldn't sit in their books. Bank of Ghana say it shouldn't sit in their books. And no more tosu sa, but the can also the ho. The all best solve sa problem no ye industry. Ye mie nyuma o ye mie nyuma. The timi ko say handkerchiefs container ma obi adwuma we no no. We hear dollar free Bank of Ghana ho the kofa handkerchiefs container ma ba beton. Handkerchiefs. Wabrekwa ensase ne gujo so ufri kono mo be guo sa etientimi produce handkerchiefs o mai na usika no be de gina wo bia wo dia so die na kwakoda gold boss so ono na ma usika nyina obebo ka ama wo obebo ka ne dia ama wo tie no na metena se na me say no, that fifth dimension no se papa na edi hu nkomo dia ene e wona wo ne wo se ye nyina ye kugina na ye hwese wo de eno beba na wo ye production no so na wo solve ye biggest national security threat. I sit on the Security and Intelligence Committee as deputy ranking. Briefing ni bi wo ha ye nya na ye ma hye rapeni ye nyina yi
about unemployment.
Yes. And the biggest national security threat is here.
Okay.
It is not even Galamsey, because Galamsey is a spillover
of unemployment.
Yes. It is our biggest problem. Nancy, see, we need two groups be a crash. Say, you trade the party. Say, a dear massa, you in Aba. Say, Babunu, Juma, no pay. I can say, was Solias and working Gia, Kasi, Bo Channel, Crane, Eden, and Mammy Kwaba. Or Adajia, or no, Eddie Ninkofo, Equaco Kunto, Hunami, Chano. Say juma ni ho abonsam be man wadwuma yo emrantie ne ya battery ketiketi entini pa eguyensa ho ye padwuma de ayo yinya da emrantie ne maba wa wo mo ho dene ba besi agina ho na hwe ne nyina so a unu say yes wo de kopeso je adwuma ye yakotieti an wo stadium akuno wahunu se mi ebabunu mi wa hoden mi padwuma mi de ayenya income mi nkobọ kro no mi mu abrabufunu se bi eburu mi nkota obi kunu ho mi nkobo jantra mi de ma hoden padwuma mayo ebi ni ho de abeto dwa ni soja penifo se de yempe yetena ne hia ti se na ni kura anyi soja adwuma ho a enam se mi ni adwuma yo nti mi nkoda mi ko hwebie ade san ye de ne funu na ekoma na busuafo e ka bibi kire yen se emabunu ahoden no mo pe bibi dia yo na wo your mind na wo mabunu doso na wo ntimi channel omo energies no into any productive eye na edue sa ahoden na nka wo mu wo mo de beti wo so atua asem no nyina nie ema wo bi magia no nsibone se etan wo bi ena mo mpe wo yasem ena I'm very passionate about nkomo media and nothing will stand in my way to see say Ghana ya shasiesi enya wo bia oba bebie nyuma ama yesika no wagina na mabunu so enya bia yo said ye be ya that threat eni mabunu mo cross ye border ya na security for no emfa ntudwa do so nkomo no yini no abonten ye mabunu ni bi cross border ni nkrofo di nkomo outside the border and we get the briefings nkomo mu kodi yenim wo mo sai bagana beda ebedi nkomo ye di ekira bo etimi di nechi 1 year ni yefulu no de oye yenso ya head say ostrich ya bone tokro ne di eti ase mu thinking ya tete we are sitting on time bomb. The Nigerian example e was a can be kire ye wo mabunu doso wo mo hoden wo mo wa dwene untimi ni ho nkomo ye nya hwe emfamfa ho ene ye pema mpani a wo sere. Yepe, good to see you. Good to see you. CSC will be nene den dodo. Ne kasa nyede. Unim time bomb wa yete so. Unim enya agro die brapeni. The problem we have to solve and you're so urgent to say. And you can also mo biade mrabie fele de minimis inconsequential matters. You say, we are sitting on a national security threat. He will be nyuma. I'm a mebunenya baby do my word yako. And yet, where did you be at a move, Rapeni? And yet, you'll be a cocano amana can be, and yet, the near dear behind you comfortable with Nenia Dinty. And Yabeka say, and primo yababi dre, Rapeni, here will be a near day. Here will be an near day, because I say, me a yake when in yadi I want to mean yo. Here will be a only use template in Noah. Ye dia no Bosian ball tax gold cocoa asan there be here will be a what call outside that template.
Now is a quatraquas of bond ma ya tidini. Then pakwa okay. Why be mo wana?
Brapeni and no any daswa mebunu nenya honorable Kennedy mo. Eni ade ba ko wo mabunu no a wo wo sisi ade se o ka bibia wo mu pe ho adanse.
Okay,
yes o won te se aka tete mabunu no a eni o ka bibia wo pe ho adanse ati dia ma wo monye ni da so honorable Kennedy mo ne se de yesi wo be ye no na brabo a wabo free name branti bremu de abɔ ne bra ani kakra kura no de bɔ ne bra eti ufa ne nuanu mu aka ni nyina na so wo mu na ebibie adwuma mu onye bia ye wo mu gidi no wo fom na no meti abranti bia no wo ka se de nya wono aboke na ebibie adwuma ma yaya why na eba bibie adwuma ma yaye ye ko bie napku about 100,000 youth 9 months into me into omuka under the office of the vice president said the napku fo ni se to abati aye no etine se wo sa akokase ewura no ede ne ko dada no ye nto abama no na ebibie adwuma ma mabunu no anya bia ya
napku fo ni nti
ne bukurafu 9 months said you almost to abati aye no doc you know this issue they enti wodi obi kona dansie ni ne ho ewo boss no ade kwose o manfo no de menko because na amanyofo ankasa gidi e wo ya fa no kofom gidi e wo yimu no e kofom pa ti agidi adansie wo ho babunu no ahwe TV wate sa manten wabiebi wate se ethanol or export wate se nei starch ye artist will be the biggest steel artist nei waji asase ye be the biggest pharmaceutical manufacturing what is the crew yaji asase ne tomatoes ye pro ye ba be process what we nyina and it is empirical one dance ye wo tie maninya gidie wo honorable Ken mu dance obeka kire de se bibru obi ebia wo mi adwuma da emprempre mu de enu ne hia na professor bi di nkomo this week na me de pa oso my ben ne pese eye yia he didn't kind the economics in the di animu an industry yempe obi obe create wealth no ansana ya pe economics obeto to sikasem no be free mu beba no sika no ama economics no ni adwuma yo
yeah
we must create the wealth first. Wealth creation goes with employment, it goes with income. And that is the person of Honorable Kennedy Japan.
How about those who also say, sir, is one thing managing your own company, is another running a country? Because when you're running a country, you have a constitution. When you're running a country, it's not Masaranapa. There are due processes. Has he been trained? Had that, or was that capacity to run a country?
Rapidly, that's na Sebi Bru Ubia Wayemra Sebi Jeni for over 24 years.
Yeah.
When he AGBO for a very long time.
Yeah.
As also even I think committee chair of interior and defense and other things. For 24 years, the NHS Ghana Yemra no bebre no ayase say no jumano. He has had something to do with it one way or the other. In fact, if you have no deep understanding of your legal system, no, a bad thing for you to even succeed in business.
Yeah.
Because business, you know, and then a tax regime near the is situated within your legal system. No? So for somebody to have that length of time in parliament and in politics, and then that success also in business, it means when you're amalgamation of these things here, manu, very fine understanding of your constitution and the processes that goes with it. Say Honorable Ken. Sorry, one day say Nejuma Ifubi wapam wo mo breko without regard to do ko me kra mentin so wo ko Nejuma woda mentin da mentin say Nejuma ye ni bi pinche ye mentin bi da me di lawyer a check akra a lot of times I defend the employees of a company ni ade mentin bi da. So it is not far-fetched to be able to agree say or you be a wunimu mrano na you be obitimi aye the custodian of yemra, including the apex of your laws in your constitution. No, if I have no doubt in my mind, say Jumano obitumi ayamame. Na brapeni wadama na me the way kan honan kamera ye fikakra. Sa 24-hour economy ya NDC for di hon komo ani esere wo mo no. Brapeni di yenya ho. Yes. E mebunu na ba o mutuma NDC nyina no. Na 24-hour economy no edimuntinti my pa.
As a non GD say.
Yes.
Job we be create job.
although not basis is strong, but out of desperation, they fell for it.
So, baby, yes.
Tibra ye did digitization common or pejumayo. Edi yenya kese or munchirim no munchirim no more de saying yina ni rambe bunitirim. Because oko catch any say receptionist now would say a benjuma ye hono or beba a jumano pa or pon ye 2 a befa bebufu from an abetwaso from 2 aqua manager 8 bebufu from beba from 8 no upon no pa no sia to him say a yeah a muba could be a
second or count.
Yes, any
say feasible any feasible I told
the trim. It is out of desperation.
Yeah,
the mebunini to a badu boom at the man NDC. The air catch me say the African elections is about livelihood, bread and butter. A juma. A dada sitting in wasem. One way now message in resonating with dada sitting any bread and butter issues. Now we know the coordinate wiem could the digitization on itself. Enko ye bibrim hano. Enko. Eni yedi ko na anu anyi yi de no so yemblemu ye ho bibinti ne ma ye koye sa ye hunu se sikasem no nkomo na ye din no kura ye mpanifo no ma ye ntumi nka no sikasem no nkomo na ye din ama ye pa ko na kwes wawa ba na ubono akonhoma 10 cedis na ne nya asem no obi abewa no no obono akonhoma 50 cedis so ko kan wa de abefia nkomo ne sei. That is the difficulty with 2028 in our year.
I see.
And nothing was a party for more money be na Sadi and one penny for person can you quench ura menebimuno yen penny mano and yes, Sikasem no and koye we ya bainum. Eguyeni mwase. Ye boy homo den pau na nadwa bain de bia mikase de bi ena ye bekanasem. Na nado de ane te se kwa menkroma de anu a de bi ne be hu adwuma na nado aye enam sikasem no egu ye nimu ase ne tie kata so papa no ye adwuma o ye adwuma nkasa infrastructure social intervention edie ye adwuma sikasem nko a no kre ono so kan wo se me ye lawyer ni ti sikasem de me head nim hu nim de sa enu ntina in choosing a vice no man fa womo from 1992 ye wu party the two woman na so amene womo abira bidru sa abiri no menya the free hands to choose obi asebiribu no on kan ye party no at that time e de ne baye say o mefi sikasem no emfa maye sikasem no so ne begu ye ni mu ase me mfa blame no emma abidi ekiri no me ya na me nkan sa ye nyina ne yetira nye yi but the unfortunate thing is say yes, sir, you'll be saddled with the liability.
Yeah.
It is Sikasem no one tansa no modi aswa doctor N.P.P na na kufuado. Ko so wonde we lawyer ni enti no do ba ye odi adwuma ne share wonsa as head of economic management team. So doctor has been saddled with that liability from the previous regime. A man turn going forward na ye din. Aye dene. Ye nyina ni ti anye yie I won't say na bibi o so ye no anye na then but at the end of the day liability no has been placed at his doorstep. A man ne memendas ye koto aba na se o manfo no delegates ne koto manu a edwada me betena ha nkomodie no e be me den yes nkoma me de beba na be me den meton ne de meton no ye party di ye party for no be yi no masudi se wo se meton no na emom sikasem no se NDC for betena ha na so omo de record no ba bibia ye gya no ne ne bibia ba beduru no a although the omo de achieve that threshold no nye sustainable but Ghana ni no eti se papa na maame no e papa mpo be ma no ba bu mu a Yesu Kristo sa ne yade no afarasifo o se me de minimu ansa mani afra ne mani ate I don't want to get into your politics of say ufiri nyame wo mfiri nyame da bi me mpase me de ne mani afra ene ne mani ate sa no manfo no kan de wono import car no was na da say na me yi a say
senete
ai enti afa na akotem so da bi o ene wo mu to gold no ene ne wo mu ye say ade no anya bi Ti amami wura no tonwa yedin. Ayedine. Now who kwa batu when wuntimi ni economy hon komo a. Na say you can't even talk about bread and butter issue. And the sub-Saharan African elections is about livelihood matters. You can't. Tonight says so ko hwemu an so ko fan komo bi free wiem. Now they know your flagship Ghana for no talk.
Ebrim Kase, let politicians do politics and let businessmen and women do business. And to share a known businessmen are a president. Ebi economy Hong Kong be ebi my idea. But I will share the areas so Ebi and I will form. We can talk about Donald Trump. We can talk about South Africa, Ramaphosa. We can also talk about Kenya. Kenya President and also he was a known businessman and so on. Do you see Honorable Kenya Japan as a blend of politics and business? Because Donald Trump, he was not a politician. He was purely a businessman. Ramaphosa, he was not in politics, even though he was part of the ANC party and all that, but he was not a full-fledged kind of politician. Do you see Ken to be blending perfectly politics and business?
Absolutely, Brapeni, absolutely. And in your swan, they say, Enya Fina, Obetraya, Hesunya, Quenya, a bit me a blendy. He's blended it for more than 24 years. Okay. So he's already living what we are talking about. As a politician, a sitting member of parliament, I was sustaining his seat for a good 24 years. You know, and then also in business. What's a parliament in the Juman so we no so is in chain cry or sa you be or sa a child or the man, you know, Nabra Bonnie multi a year Nina wait me a cabo ye ama a chinny be ni who say would him dear Unyan wa manumu mrayo Kenye mrase bedwam amanyo no ene enwuma no ayedida yeso wo ba beyo no etinye bie ni ho se obetimi aka bomu amade obeye no eso beba mfaso edi ama ohwa ebia nka obi yobi oye adwuma nko ano ne amanyo ni hwe na wokofa no aba na betimi aka se bia he will be frustrated with the political process no you know, because obviously urani we adwuma said you pese ekuro no enkuro amanyo no so you know the processes that come with it, you know, but we do not anticipate say that frustration may come about because when he has lived both and he will be able to combine them for the benefit of
all right. Akabako, for some time now I'm say menyanhu a scientific researcher or there, but observation HSA Ghana for ya peubia Esusu se owa brase obia esusu se bia na kasa hote obia esusu se o onde wo ye boko dan eye obia oye tutujegu obia bia na kasa honte naso osusu se yes na Ghana for susu sa na mum emrei ene time bomb ya oken sisi sa amrewi Enyemra say Kati and Nikase. This is the same template that we have used since one time. And it is still young consumption nipa or tisa.
Happily, me dese Ghana for no ene omuni nyina ba bidru jina penya ye hunu say. And yet the nice fees as usual.
Yeah.
Maybe I ba bidru no Kambeka Mr. Kusibu for the no. Was he drew a joa?
I love him to
Maybe I have a dream morning. Bruno draws where you many ho. A true baby was he ye be fat prem emprempremu, and that agency no ehiama obi a onye your normal regular politician.
Yeah.
And also the man Honorable Ken Edanso. Adia ba kwa nkrofo bebre nim ne se de omode bonachi se wo yetutu jegu ne ayi no ayepe obi a see eno no so na ama Ghana mabunu no so pe na asem.
Yeah.
It's a Rollins it meet na Ghana kunwa so ya ankase yekokro muti to aba ma no 2 terms. Echre bibi a Ghana for no pe.
Yeah.
Ya ankase yekokro muti eto aba ma Rollins 2 terms. Bikura Kenya Bamra and the man no see form and keep your dasotiasia. By now we are still struggling to remove him.
Yeah.
Because Ghana for no epe obisa muhunus way discipline. Ne no kreba pim enye katasumu muaso enye masrimeni mumunamitirim any that the theatricals face policing that comes with in politics here near friendly diplomacy no kre wo hokra esemenka be diplomatic and no chechere mind. And yes, I know Kwesi Bruni de chechere de mai. Kwesi Bruni no creye naked.
Yeah.
Naked. Enu no mudi achechere wo muma ye na ye niji wo mu ho. Ada ne ye de ye pay man years ye mpe no kre. Ye hu obi a ne no kre na no odin a ne ye uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Na say N.P.P nkoma wodi ye meti ye mereho papa. O ka kire wo no ani pani ba ko se you ran one medina chindi, meaning pass here, then 10 times cranwa. And the man surrounding him, no, Ghana for no tomano.
Baggage.
Nemum, see it now so honorable Ken Vinia, could you be free a camp?
So he's taking a personal interest, short-term interest.
Minim crowd as N.P.P. the Shiatutum. Minim that same conformity, you must see them whom. Osi akunyano ko honorable Ken side ya kokofo camp. Madwene ntimi ntiase. Enti ono so MP sika wonesem. Enti watam sika wonam ne regional wo ye adwuma dendenden o. And the entire wo ye adwuma we nyina because apparently the constituency now want me fire candidate ni di nko. Enti wakase the campaign team so monfo no ani di nko. And he won narrowly.
Okay.
Eti kono kra na koye also ye interested in candidate ya we so famous. Set street ni nyina be die dwomfo ma be som he na aboa wo no a ba hwe ne nwene ya wo dwene.
E be free the camp.
E be free the camp. Eti no ye mfa ne nko we nya we have people warming up in our camp to take over.
So how about the general interest of the party?
And can who be? And can who be? And here, young one was say, you are the young fan on Quake, Ranko for warming up which him himself on a denecono, just to while away the time. But when the minister, when Jessica, and yet 12 years, Quenya said, I mean, first time MP, me pay be a some Josono. Mina was a mummy brew. Camp? Tibebrebe in a camp. Timpani for him say nipa no mu kayetie wura mu den no. Omunim say it is just to file away the time whilst they prepare somebody from the camp. Hey, your problem. Brapeni, best delegates no. Party ni power ye de bre. Ye de bre. Best wo mu. Nyankopon ma ye kwanya se ye nya wo bia. Or yes, so popular beyond the party. And another doctor can was him. To win the 2028, untimin fa wa call inunya. We here will be a budget or so beyond the party. Yankupa dum ye a perfect person. Otisi abontia. And this if one kure hunwa. There's some vibe.
Yeah.
You know, Yankupa said you, Yankupa had that the doom kufu be free away. You be and will be. And an adoye so beka ho no amana say kra because what you say no dwen tamale for ho ade na tamale for eno no
yeah
what you say na konfo not you be cancer machine ma ya ade na kumase for no no ti na no ye kopie bantema kuru na ni butui
sir
yes na metika no no I don't know say bia na me nya trans o yi kire bi na nya me yi kire bi dia
clairvoyant
in a flash yet is as a 2028 general elections campaign as a
yeah.
So it just occurred to me. Many bad me I'm saying, Onyankopon ye bibi. Because when I saw people rushing from the market, and remember you were Bantima highways, you muton TV, the electronics, say woman in your party no for one reason or the other. Although woman you're satisfied with the NDC, you know, and Mabruno who say NDC abano kwasi ebuabem. Come to now 24-hour economy no, ye timing site any comprehensive policy a EBA, it will not happen. Tibabruno bemo bu. And they are channeling that energy to be a OD Juman Komo. I'm on phone yeah, and I'm saying, okay, this is where the energy to bring the freshness, the new air in the party, you know, this is where it is coming from. Mesrem penimfono, yes, remuada. Honorable Ken Kwaji 2 minutes, Yigna Yason Faso. Mr. Honorable King, when you be our drink camp, come, me cry the minimum that. Because me cry the MT and at a point in time would defy for a preference.
Yeah.
So it's so new to me for somebody to say,
you know, camp and the camp belongs to President Kufuor.
So penna sem, so penwa sem, and do the pursue. Name or none as a say in the home common wabon pa, young one could some fan to me no fee. To me no be do fear. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to me will be nyason fast woo. Na yire kono way me penna sem say. Very good politician. Na yire no. Onso aboye pa ai. Aboye pa the campaign de say. Wono so oba benya to me no ho faso. Dr. Brechampon wo mu bi. Na wo mu ho akra na wo betumi aka say wo yi na firi mu. Ene say ne na agro no wanko. Agro no wanko. Na emum wan na ewura jataburu wa ni fie wa kofa tumi no aba se de bible kan ye no wan na beko hoodinfo no fie akofa ne ne pobre kwa won chichire wo hoodinfo no eno no de ye hia obi a your body gene so beyond even the circles of the N.P.P. na etimi ama ye nya tumi no 2028 anya saa na se de mo dwene no se yenko lusu na the next cycle yenfu bi mra NDC ni ane to beka konwa no 2028 no obeko 2 terms. Because on tena was one term na ofa o now prepared candidates ebi to know. Na just yet na 12 years. A party na bedru na ejija. Because in the Fourth Republic, party be no survival opposition beyond the normal 8-year cycle. Yes,
yeah, CPP. Salam. Oh.
Yes, Remo Damimenda. The Majuma Fu Emma 2028. Na bra penny wadarumo 2028. If young come for front yakujum.
Yeah.
Because baggage be a boyechi. Baggage be boyechi. Minim so din komo we na party for no and head and ye comfortable. But one council swa na a crow age na you.
Yeah.
Baggage no a boyechi no e sikasem no a punish ye no.
Okay.
Sa to forces wo twen yen so de say sikasem no begu yanimu ase a. Nyame ncha de. Yenya candidate ya ono no ni mere presence de komo foforo ba adwuma.
Okay.
Nyame na bie sampoma na to wa ma yenim. Yeso se sampa bo na nanti asesa.
Ampa.
O sesa kandini no a ede komo foforo so badwom. Si etena hode yekoye se de afra se ye no a. Yewura no ntimi ni sikasem nkomo ye bedi amia. Yemfa honorable Ken mra na wono no nkomo ni nyuma. Yakotu mabunu no mabunu yi mo amuni honorable Ken dada enyuma no de bo enyuma ne de bremu o pz foi enyuma ne de bremu o woduru dwom na maame ne tene salmon no ho maame wo ba kwasi wo wie school atemfie no munie oda so didi wa bosom maame papa no de ne ba no honorable Ken wonim so de enyuma no obi afi na ba kwasi benya adwuma wo maame ne tene salmon no ho tolitrim se ye me bey afidi ni daso ho ye na dwumu a yenkomo a ye de kwa no adwuma ebo na 2028 N.P.P yenwomo a ye de honorable Ken be win elections ne say enye kura anticipate yenwomo ano no ato force engineer ho ka say N.P.P for the dollar no ko to say ene e ba ye de to say inflation no mo de to say e ba ye de to say no babru no nya interested enye kura anticipate economy bie ni where e chen say when ye adwuma na wo ye na bosomi aso ne atua oka na wo de asi dan koko sika no se wata so pafo economy bi enu e chen no
Honorable Medase Honorable Kwabena Iti bi ja down koko ha wa twa down koko no nam street so chaza bi tia kunom adechia kakra ho osako adwuma. Honorable Kwabena Boateng is a member of parliament for Ejisu constituency, is here campaigning